financial content or an emergency fund is something that you would want to hear more about, please stay tuned, and please do subscribe to the channel and also like this video, as that will help my video to reach more people and for our community to grow. So just make sure that you press the subscribe button and the notification button as well, and engage with the content. I've got myself this notebook. It's so cute, like it's really nice. I've got it on a sale, so your girl didn't break a bank for it. So I got it on a sale and I really love it, just how it looks. And yeah, already we have written some few things on it. Why not? All right, let's dive into today's video and just check out what happened to our finances. So besties, when it comes to our August budget, which is on the channel already, we have done everything that we were supposed to do, from doing our stock files, from paying the rent and paying our bills. We have done all of that. The only thing that we did not do on this payday, it was doing the snowball challenge, because we have already done the snowball challenge. Like, we had an extra cash, especially last month, so I did the August snowball challenge. So right now I didn't have to take money out of my salary to do that. And we also did afford to spoil ourselves by doing some care, routines, like doing my hair, my lashes. I didn't do my nails, I just didn't feel like that, but I did have the funds for that as well. So I did mention when I started the video that we're going to talk about the importance of an emergency fund. So I've mentioned that I want to start an emergency fund this month, and for this month we actually have 1,000 rands for this emergency fund, so it is better than nothing. But I did have a buffer, as I always say that I do not do a zero-based budget, so I do have a buffer that I always keep on the side for my grocery, for petrol, for any other thing that might pop up. I'm gonna use the mic for this one, hopefully you can hear me well. So we had a huge surprise this month, and it was concerning car issues, and the buffer that I had in my account was only 3,000 rands, right? And on my budget I haven't planned for any emergencies. So since we haven't started doing this challenge, it means we did not have like a separate emergency fund. My car went for a service, and when it went for a service, they then picked up something mechanical which is not covered for. So your girl had to pay for that amount cash. I will link it on the screen for you to see. So I had to pay for that amount cash, and it was the most horrible feeling that I had. But it also prepared me to say, you know what, we always just have to prepare for the unknown. And it opened up my mind to say I really need to start creating an emergency fund and save it somewhere, because things can happen. Like, I had to spend 9,000 rands that I was not prepared to spend, and it had to come from my salary. That was the other part. It had to come from my salary because I did not have the money. So I had to wait for my salary to come in so that I can be able to pay the garage for the money that they're asking for. So I can also have a car that is reliable at the end of the day. So if you are doing your budget and you are not considering starting your emergency fund because you think everything is still going well, please do consider having your emergency fund. Build it up for as little as you can, but just try and do something, because life can happen. So that's what took me out when it comes to my budget for August. it was the car issue, and also I had a medical bill that came. But with that one, we got lucky because it was covered by the medical plan that I do have. So we missed a bullet on that one. But yeah, I just want to emphasize that if you do not have an emergency account, start building one with whatever amount that you can. I know we have debts that we're paying, we have things that we're doing with our money, we have rents, we have so many things, but just try and start working on your emergency fund. Hence, for this month we are definitely putting in a 1,000 rands, so yay. All right, so now let's update our papers and just make sure that we're on track so we can see what is happening with our funds. Investors, let's get to our papers and get to update our papers. So for the first time, we do have an emergency fund. So we are definitely coloring this one, and it is 1,000 rands for this one. The housing savings challenge, we haven't started with this one, so I can just put it on the side. And then when it comes to the savings jar, we did put the 800 rands for August, so we are definitely on track with this one. We did put the 800 rands. So the stock fall for TNC, which goes to the bank, we have done it, 3,000 rands. Okay, we need to get like a calculator, but I think it's going to be 19. It's going to be 19, so that's updated. And the snowball for August, we did put 800 rands. Let's get a calculator for this one. So for the snowball, we are updated. We did put in the 800 rands, and we were sitting on 2,800 rands plus 800, so that is putting us on 3,600 rands. So that is the snowball challenge. So where the money is, it is growing some interest, which is a good thing. So it is growing some interest on the account that it's in. So wherever that you are doing your challenge, make sure that you use an account that is also going to accumulate a little bit of interest. It's not that much. I think right now I've gained 6 rands, but it is better than nothing. So it is really better than nothing. So finally we have this one for the emergency fund, so we need to update this one. So let me update the emergency fund, because finally we do have something to update. So we're gonna put yesterday's date, which is the 15th/08, and then it also goes through a bank account, so we're not doing anything cash, and it was 1,000 rands. So that means we've got 1,000. Yay! Finally we are touching on this. Like, I've been putting it aside. Apologies for the noise. My neighbor is playing some loud music, and there's also someone playing around with the motorbike as I'm sitting outside, but hopefully you can hear me. So finally we are doing this emergency fund. As I've mentioned, the bold one, it's 1,000 rands, and then the lighter one is gonna be 500 rands. So right now we just got the first one, it's in. And then when it comes to the snowball, if you have watched my previous video, we are updated on this one as well. We did put in the 800 rands for August, which is beautiful. We are sitting on 3,600 rands. But most of all, I'm just happy about the emergency fund because I see that I really need it, and I did not prepare for my rainy day, the one that I experienced now in August. So overall, we're doing two things fine, that they are on track, which is the TNC stockpile. It's very much on track, and also the snowball is on track. So when it comes to the TNC stockpile, the one that you always see me updating, I cannot touch the money, so it cannot even serve as an emergency fund because I cannot touch that money. So it's only going to be due in a certain month. That is when I'm going to have access on it, but currently I do not have access. So even if I do have an emergency, I cannot touch this money. So I think the first thing to know is that you need to put like your emergency fund where you can easily access it. And the other thing that I need to start working on, besides relying on the buffer, it's not only the emergency fund, but is to start to have sinking funds as much as I can. First of all, at home we're big on birthdays, so I need to start like saving on that, because usually I undermine that. Usually I just say, okay, it's someone's birthday, I can just take that from my salary or my buffer. So I think I need to start like putting those things aside and make sure that I do have sinking funds for it. And starting from this month as well, I did put aside a small amount, because me and my girls are just planning to go out for a day or two, we will see. But so I did put something, so I think that's like my first sinking fund for a little bit of the girls trip. So I did put money aside, and then the next month has to be the final month for me to add up on that amount, because that is when we are going out, because there's a weekend that we all feel comfortable. We think that we would have time to actually go out. So I just want to encourage you, if you are working, like I'm not a financial expert, so I just want to encourage you from my experience. As I just told you, I had to use a very large amount of money that I did not have, which had to come from my salary. So I don't want that to be you. I want you to plan your things effectively. So if you know that your car there are certain things that are not covered mechanically by your insurance and stuff, so just put like maybe in the South African rands, I'm not sure, like using dollars, so I'm just gonna say it in the South African rands. Like make sure that maybe you put aside like 15,000 just for in case your tire gets a problem, then you can be able to go buy a tire. For in case you take your car to the service and they find something, then you'll have money for it. So far we are doing good when it comes to those challenges, but we are not doing good when it comes to the emergency fund. Things that also came into my budget that were not budgeted for, it's we went out at work as women for a Women's Day, so I did not budget for that one. So when we went out for Women's Day, I used 500 rands to buy food and drinks, and I've also had to use 300 rands for the present. So we were swiping presents with the other colleagues of mine, the women that I work with. So the 300 rands, I was ready for it because it's something that we even had a meeting for and we planned for it. But for eating out, I did have give myself like 1,000 rands, but I only ended up using 500 rands. And also I did not use 1,000 rands because already I was seeing that my budget for this month, it's not going accordingly due to the car expenditure that I occurred. I'm also considering to move my emergency fund to a different financial provider. So I was thinking of Frank app. So if you do know about the Frank app, I've used it once, but I went to it to look at it again, and I've seen that there are a lot of changes. I just want to know, like, if you do know about the Frank app, please do let me know if that would be a good idea, because I don't want to put the money where I'm gonna lose bit of it frequently, but I want to put it like in an account where it's going to be accessible first of all, and where it's going to accumulate interest. Those are the two things. It's accessibility, and it also is for the money to accumulate interest. So overall for August 2026, like I've said, this one is the one from the doctor, which was now being paid by the medical plan. And then this one is the car, which it took a whole lot of amount. So in total, when it comes to the medical, to the surprise medical need, or what am I doing? Yeah, to the surprise medical need that I have, let me just calculate. So it was 9,100 plus 1,200 rand. So my budget was being affected by a total of 10,300 rands for this month, which is quite bad. I only had 3,000 rands in my buffer, so it means from my salary I had to use 7,300 rands to make sure that I survive. Everything else that is this side is everything that we have budgeted for, and there are few extras. Like I said, it was the woman's eating out, which was not part of the initial budget, and also we bought shoes that was not part, so I used my buffer for that. And then we also went to Pep Home. We've got this table cover, which is very cute. I couldn't resist. I wanted to improve my table here to make it very nice. I did include it because I've already used it, but it's usually in my buffer, which is to pour some petrol. So everything else is everything that is always there in my budget. It's nothing new at all. It's nothing new. Besties, fam, thank you so much for watching this video and reaching this end. Please do not forget to comment, and also do not forget to like the video, as we are still trying to grow our community as well, and trying to work on our finances. So I hope that you have learned one or two things from me. I'm not a financial expert, but I am someone who's very conscious about their finances, and who's also trying to grow and better their finances by paying debt on time, and making sure that we are building our credit score, and making sure that we are trying to save for a rainy day. Some of the things we learn them through mistakes, but at the end of the day we are learning. So thank you so much, guys. I will definitely see you on the next video.